Hey, you guys are already here. Not sure how that happened. So, I'm trying to use my phone so I can actually read what you're writing. Because I am old. Let's see. Hey, Edward. Altcoin, how's it going? Crypto Surfer. Hey, guys. Um, I thought I'd do a live stream because everybody's gone, and I don't know about you guys, but you kind of get in the habit of talking and seeing everybody and seeing what's going on. So thought I'd give it a shot. The hat. Sorry, just got the baseball cap on. Actually, the hat looks kind of dumb with my glasses. Chuck, I'm gonna do a stream. So,
Are you doing that now?
hey, Caroline. Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to get on?
Huh?
That's okay.
I'll get on with you.
No, that's okay. My son just came in. Sorry, guys. Yeah, you can peek in and say hi if you want. It's good like that. You can't see them, but they see you. Okay. All right. Let's see. Where are we at here? Hey, Patrick. How are you, guy? Appreciate you coming in. Darcy, thanks for stopping by, guys. Um, I don't have anything really specific to talk about. If you guys have anything you want to throw out there, we can do that. But obviously, swell's going on. Still hoping. No cowboy hat. Sorry, Jeremy. Still hoping for. Still hoping for maybe a later announcement at swell that moves the needle for before the dang thing's over. It's kind of. I think I made that pretty clear today that I really was hoping to get a bump. So GXRP, thanks, buddy, for coming by, and thanks for the super chat. You really don't have to do that. It's great. I appreciate it though. Um, Carlos, how are you, buddy? Let's see. I'm not holding my breath on swell. Don't blame you, crypto stacker. I almost put out a tweet a couple days before, that hey, nothing before. Don't get your hopes up for, you know, swell. Brace yourself emotionally that there may not be anything price wise. So anyway, and that's of course what we got. I don't want to be misquoted in any of this. I absolutely believe that XRP is everything that we thought it was going to be, but clearly it's going to take longer than we hoped. I hope CKJ's. I'm sure he's doing fine. He's flying back from Singapore. We did have a late night uh, back and forth in the chat room where everybody was checking on him, and he was pretty disappointed that he didn't get in. But I know he's a big boy, and he rolled the dice and took a shot at it. But I'll come back when laundry is done. Who said that? I got laundry going in the background too. Oh, can you hear that? Is that my laundry? My kids? Oh man, I hope. Can you guys hear the laundry going? Seriously? Okay, let's see. Handle, yes, you can. Oh man. Let me see. I'll get one of my kids in here to help me with that. Um, Sorry about that, guys. I should know that I need the house to be quieter. Okay. I can't believe somebody said that. That's funny. I'll come back when the laundry's done. I don't blame you. I don't blame you a bit. Okay. Let me go back up here and see what else I can catch. Um, everybody, thanks for stopping by. Hey, Andrew, I hope you're feeling better, buddy, by the way. I saw that you had posted that you were in the hospital. Hope you're okay. God, would you shut the laundry room door? They can hear the laundry. Sorry about that, buddy. Take the gate out if you have to. Sorry, not used to doing this from my living room. M. Grimes, hey, glad you're here. Um, Andrew said, yeah, he's better. That's good. Alex, glad you're here, buddy. Um, looking to more of your property building videos. You know, I haven't really had a chance to talk about that much lately, but I have every intention of getting back into that. What do they say that, a goal without a plan is just a wish? You know, it's kind of the same thing. You know, if we don't have a plan for what we're going to do when this thing finally takes off in a big way, and that's why I think it's so important that people, figure out what they want to do and have a detailed plan. You know, if you're ever putting together any kind of a business, uh, you usually do some kind of a prospectus or a business plan anyway. And so um, I really would counsel everybody to be thinking, if you really think you're going to have a couple $100,000, you probably better figure out just exactly what you're going to do with it. And but with as far as real estate developing, I can certainly help steer people in the right direction with some of that. Um, let's see, John Edwards. Hey, John. He says, my understanding is no one is stealing Donald Trump's thunder. Just wait and see. He needs to say and wrap up in the second phase. Oh, yeah, you're talking about his phases with China. You know, there's probably some truth to that. I mean, Trump probably is very much a key player in this, and I think this deal with China having, you know, about to launch their crypto digital asset backed by gold might be lighting a fire under this administration here in the United States because they just talked about how they may not do the tariffs that they're supposed to do here shortly, and they haven't struck a deal completely yet. So the idea that they're backpedaling a little bit makes me think that maybe something's up there, and they might be worried about this new digital back gold or gold backed digital asset. So I don't know, but you got to give it to China and Facebook, the dang worthless Libra coin, for helping us um, at least get the conversation and discussion started. So for the U.S. regulators, but I mean, clearly they already know what they're going to do. They don't. They don't talk about um, XRP at all. So, hey, son, would you have them turn that TV down up there too, please?
Yep.
Hope you guys don't mind. You're just part of the house now. So, um, let's see. Schultz said he is staying with Ripple for another year and a half until everything is finished before he moves on to something. You really believe that, Darcy? Or was that just a joke? You think Schwartz, I mean, he's kind of there for the long haul, isn't he? I can't imagine him checking out. Maybe. I mean, yeah, maybe once they've got it done, code is written, it's done, they don't need him. Maybe he is bored and wants to move on to something else. Let's see, M. Grimes, I think we will kick off next year. Entirely possible. I mean, I was really hoping we'd see, $10 before the end of this year, but maybe not. And that's what I said in the video earlier today. I don't need a moonshot, but man, how about, let's get off the launch pad at least, let's get back to, 380. let's see. Bankers will rob you blind. You know what? You guys don't know how I feel about bankers. I think I shared that before in the video. I mean, lawyers are one step up from bankers, and lawyers are bad. So, not a fan of bankers. Um, we lost a lot of money in that '08 financial meltdown. My wife and my partner and and I mean, millions of dollars in real estate because of these bankers. And don't kid yourself, in '08, it was bankers and these Wall Street players and credit default swaps. If you don't know what those are, look up credit default swaps and you'll see what a big part of the '08 financial crisis and meltdown was. I mean, liquidity was a problem, but anyway, yeah, bankers walked. Handle, you're right. Let's see. Ripple is a bank as well. They may be. And quite honestly, today I'm not Ripple's biggest fan. So I'm just an investor and their token and uh, and quite honestly, I shared this before that when when it takes off and I feel that my investment has matured, I'll take it out and I'll look to others. I'll look to other digital assets, but I'll also look to real world opportunities. So, Mr. B said he asked David Schwartz about that, and he looked at him in the eye and said it's taking a little longer than they originally expected. Well, my follow up to that would be how long did they originally expect? And what do they think now? Be kind of my thinking. Okay. Joke said 8 to 10 years. Already 7.5. David said it. That's Darcy shared that thought with us. Okay. Hey Skid Row, how are you, buddy? Um, yeah, Malta is apparently like the most crypto friendly place we've got going so far. Do you hold any other coins? Well, I did. I mean, I've had all kinds of them, that I dinked around with when I first got in. Uh, you know, Trying to do some day trading, and I'm just apparently it's not my thing. Every time I jumped into some, it went down. Every time I jumped out, it went up. I don't know if any of you have had that experience, but that just it wasn't a good experience for me, and I lost, you know, about $2,500 probably, and I said, okay, well that's enough. So I just decided I would buy the coins and hold them. And for a while, I had some ADA and VET and some hot and different ones. But quite honestly, everything now is. I even um, yesterday sold my Bitcoin and put it in XRP, again hoping that we would see some movement because Bitcoin hasn't been moving either, and I'm still hopeful we'll see some movement. I hope that something dramatic happens, and they've saved an amazing announcement. You'd kind of think that they would have a big announcement on the first day, to really kick the whole event off in grand style. And somebody made the comment that events don't move prices and what have you. But let's face it, that's what it's for. It's a big cheerleading event to get people reinvested and emotionally involved in it. And MoneyGram is not going to move the needle. MoneyGram is not big enough company, though we're grateful. I don't know, where we'd be without them. We're glad they're here, but truthfully, they're not going to move the needle and it'd be big enough. Now, I did hear today that we have 4 major corridors open, and so um, there were a couple new ones that have come online with MoneyGram, but we really need some Swift. Anybody disagree with that? Aren't you thinking the same thing? We really need, you know, 2, 3, 5% of Swift's activity on our way to, maybe 10% of Swift's volume. Anybody have any thoughts on that? GXRP, thanks for, suggesting they hit the like button and subscribe. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel, and little different view probably than most. As you can clearly tell, I'm older than most of the other content creators, but my view is a little different, a little more maybe mellow and seasoned, if you will. Lewis, thank you for that. That's very kind of you to say. Let's see. XRP Boss 416, SBI hiding. That's true. I keep taking these things on and off. I got to get that out of the way. Remember we were waiting on SBI. I don't know what happened there. Boy, they were going to launch and it was going to really move the needle. And then we were going to have, Backed was coming, and that was going to move the needle. And Q4 and October, and man, and then Swell was going to be Swell, and Swell barely made a ripple. So I'm really shocked prices haven't moved. I'm actually a little bit nervous we might be shooting down. Something is holding the price down. I can't put my finger on it. That's from spot 27. Well, I've been really on the fence with this Tony, I forget his last name, the guy that's pretty gruff, rude, abrupt on Twitter. But he's obviously clearly an intelligent guy. He comes up with some stuff that really makes you scratch your head and think. But he claims that, Ripple's holding the price down completely, which we've all talked about, but to deliberately show the banks and show everybody that it's a stable, that there's not a lot of, fluctuation in the price, so that if they do use it for cross-border remittance, that, when they send it, even though it's 4 seconds, that it's not going to, be 30 cents 1 minute and, all of a sudden 47 cents the next minute. So I think they do have something, some responsibility in keeping the price right where it is. It seems like they've got it just, between 43 and 23 cents. It just stays right in that range and they're happy. I don't know. It's frustrating. Oh yeah, Tony Valentino. Thanks, Jeremy. Yeah, I mean, lately I've been agreeing with more of his stuff than I've been disagreeing. Ripple is definitely holding it down. It's very obvious. I think I agree with you, Blu-ray. Let's see. Crypto Mike showed Bearable Guy 1, 2, 3 on a poster and at the side of December. Oh, that one's been out for a long time. That piss boom thing, like something big in December. Here's the thing. I shared that and saw that a long time ago. But quite honestly, I mean, I don't know if the Bearable Guy thing is real or not. I like to think that somebody was trying to give some heads up, knowing that it's going to take longer and kind of keeping everybody's spirits and morale up. But who knows? It's really hard to tell. The thing the reason why I have a problem with like the end of December and that kind of a thing, I think like, Swell's in November, you're kind of rolling the dice at the 50-50. I could say, you guys just wait till the end of November, knowing that Swell's in the 1st of December, and kind of crossing my fingers that maybe there'd be an announcement that moved the needle. And then if it does happen, and there's an announcement made and the needle moves, well, now I'm a hero and boy, you better follow me because by dang, I told you the end of November and look what happened. So I think that's a little skewed, a little, something you have to be a little careful of. XRP will move with combo economy, politics, so pay attention to Trump's business moves. I'd agree with that. Lots of people are talking about, financial crash, and that's when it'll move. Sorry for the moving of the machine there, guys. Um, Man, I hope it doesn't take a crash. I don't want people to crash. A crash hurts lots and lots of families, lots and lots of families, and very few of those families would be vested in XRP where something could offset, the crash. So I don't hope for a crash at all. I hope for, you know, genuine, honest brokers, politicians that will recognize the mathematically impossibility of paying off the government and world debts, and that they come up with a solution of either a global currency reset where they involve XRP, back it by gold, or come up with another digital asset that's backed by gold, and XRP is as good as backed with gold because all of the major currencies around the world have now digital assets that are backed by gold, and XRP is the one that they trade between themselves. Quite honestly, I don't care. I'm ready for them to to engage this thing, or I'm completely wrong, and Ripple is just that startup company that's trying to win customers over. X-Wing, thank you. That's kind of you, really, seriously. Let's see. XRP will move in a couple of years. Its use case gets much more. Well, I think yeah, I mean, Crypto Ninja, I agree. Of course it's going to move in a few years. 10 years from now, I'm sure it's going to be, crazy money. Anybody that sold would probably be, oh man, I wished I would have hung on to that, that 500 I sold, or, that 5,000 I sold. But, this economy is tough. And there's a lot of families, I'm sure, that could use a win, and would love to see it blow up a little bit, I don't know how you guys did, but I bought a little extra that I planned to, let it hit $5. Boom. Then I'll sell that off and, hey, feel like, hey, I got a little payday. Great. And, now the rest of it, I own free and clear because I got my original amount of money back. So there's my thinking about that. What's going on with this thing? Okay, let's see. Hey, Tryharder, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Let's see. The higher price of XRPs means the banks spend exactly the same amount of the money to buy XRP to settle their transactions as if it were XRP was 30 cents. Well, that's true. I mean, if you got to send $1 million and you buy $1 million right now of XRP at 30 cents, it's still $1 million, or it's, $500 later and you have to buy $1 million. That's really not the point, though, the way I see it. The point is, you buy 1 billion XRP now at 30 cents, knowing that you're going to have them later when they're worth 500, because the bankers have every bit as much to gain and more than we do as an investment into XRP. But I agree, later when they're transferring money back and forth, they're sending the money anyway. But right now, they can use the exponential growth of that asset going from 30 cents to $300 to $3,000, whatever it can obtain. They are direct benefit of that financial gain, which every one of them can use. They're all in trouble. Okay, let's see. No, it's not. Everybody's in debt. XRP is the answer. Don't be blinded because of no movement. Jesus wept. Um, well, I would agree that, you know, um, everyone's in debt and everybody needs it. They're all in the same boat. Every country around the world and every central banker around the world. And they have to know that I shared in that one video that you guys may remember. In fact, Handel is the one that shared this with me originally. That on the U.S. debt clock, you know, they show obviously the U.S. debt and other debts and other calculations, but one of them is the price of gold at $29 in 1913. And quite honestly, what that XRP should be worth, or what that gold should be worth today based on those standards. And so they have a ticker running against that, uh, what gold would buy in 1913. And it was, the gold, price of gold should be something closer to, you know, $7,600. So if they tagged XRP, imagine if you own a billion of those and you're a central banker, and then they said, hey, we're going to put XRP to the tune of, you know, $7,600. Well, because that's what gold should be, and we're the governments of the world, and we're the bankers of the world, and you know why we can do that? Because we're the governments of the world, and we're the banks of the world, and we say that we can do that, and so then they do that. But imagine um, what that would be. Now, I've had people say, well, there's not enough gold. You can't, there's 100 billion XRP and there's not enough gold to do that. Well, from what I understand, uh, they're talking about in those situations that they're also talking about every country has a guesstimate anyway of the unmined gold that they have in their country still. And so if they're still talking about gold in the ground, well, that's a whole different number. GXRP, stop calling yourself old. Thanks, buddy. I'm just a kid at heart, just a kid. And thank you for your contribution again. Not necessarily very kind. Okay, I'm just a kid. 8 trillion of gold divided by 100 billion. Well, but is that mined gold? That's already existing gold. What about the unmined gold? Let's see. Kevin wrote, XRP isn't so much of a stable coin as a transformation coin. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by transformation coin, but actually, guys, I'm trying to look to see if I can figure out how to set up mods. I need to set up some mods, and I'm not sure if I can do it without losing the whole dang thing. So we will just do that later. Okay. I don't know that, again, I don't think that, hey, Digital Asset Daily, how you doing? Thank you for stopping by. Hey, I don't, 2.8 quad would be huge. Gold should be 7,000, M. Grimes says. I agree. Current price of gold, 7,400. XRP 7,600. But if XRP is backed by 1 ounce of gold, for the price would raise suddenly to 1,200. That makes no sense to me. Well, you know, I don't know, you know, people don't realize, but, you know, the United States confiscated all gold in uh, 1933. And when they did, everybody had to turn in, the banks and citizens had to turn in all their gold, and they were given, I think, $20.76 an ounce, something like that. The government no sooner had it all accumulated and were in possession of all of it. 1 month later, they announced, oh, by the way, gold is now worth, over $30 an ounce. So the governments of the world can do anything they want, and the bankers and the central bankers of the world can do anything they want. If they decide that, hey, I don't care if they move it to, gold is about $1,500 an ounce now. Um, they can move it to that if they wanted to, but I'm not sure that XRP even gets backed by gold now. I think just like China, each country in the world is going to have their own currency, and I think the major ones, the U.S., China, Russia, the EU, and others, they may back them with gold. The G7 as a way to sell it to their um, citizenry, by saying, hey, you can trust this digital currency, because you have everybody from Warren Buffett and everybody that's saying it's magic internet money. So this may be a way where they sell it and say, this isn't magic internet money. This is backed by gold. And our politicians should have never taken us off a gold standard. And, I'm Donald Trump and we're back on the gold standard. I don't know. And it doesn't matter. I don't think it has to be. I think they could raise the price of XRP to $10,000 a coin just because they need it to, eliminate world debt. Maybe not. Maybe it doesn't happen. Maybe they just all decide, we're going to forgive each other. Digital asset investor, you may remember, one day did that. Um, uh, uh, One little Excel spreadsheet where he was showed where, look, the U.S. owes China and Japan both $1.2 trillion. But what if we gave them 1 billion XRP each out of Ripple's escrow? And then what if they set the value of the price of each XRP at $5,000? Well, now all of a sudden that $1 billion is $5 trillion. And the agreement is everybody gets their portion of, the escrow, and China and Japan both agreed to forgive the U.S. debt of the 1.2 trillion because they just got 5 trillion in XRP. I thought that was pretty rational thinking in a way that the countries around the world can take advantage of this new asset class and eliminate the world debt and do a global currency reset and everybody forgive their own debts. And then if they tied it to gold, well, imagine that. If they tied it to gold, then every country in the world is on a level playing field. If they all get some portion of XRP, Zimbabwe, Venezuela, Turkey, all those countries in trouble, if they all get some portion of XRP based on, what other countries owe them, I think it'd be awesome. I think it'd be absolutely cool and heck, and everybody would be, everybody could say, yes, we forgive our debt because like China and Japan, yeah, we were owed 1.2 trillion, but heck, we got 3.8 trillion, over the amount we were owed. I'll take that deal all day long. Okay, Brandon, thanks for coming by. Empire, thanks for stopping in, buddy. Let's see, how do you feel about the bearable guy from Twitter? Again, I, this latest little image that he put out about the owls. I don't know if the guy's real or not. Again, the way that I looked at that message, I kind of did my own little, it's kind of a generic statement. He had the big owls and the little owls. It's an old cartoon. And I took that as large and small, wise investors, owls, wise, big ones and little ones, large and small, wise investors. He put that little statement in there about first prize. Anyway, so when you do a little gematria search on that, first prize um, came up to financial crisis. And then his little statement in there said, keep your eye on the prize, but the I wasn't I-Y-E, it was the lowercase I to draw your attention to that something was up there. So if you put I-Y-E in gematria, it comes up to financial crisis too. So financial crisis comes up whether you do first prize or I, either one, both come up to financial crisis. So basically, keep your eye on the financial crisis. So large and small, wise or wise investors, large and small, need to keep their eye on the financial crisis. Well, that's great and that's true, and we all need to be watching that. But I don't know if that denotes an insider, just somebody that's reading the tea leaves like everybody else. Like this world's in trouble. So, um, okay. Any other questions here? Let's see. Really, there's only one need for one currency. No need for an exchange, but every business has to have a large input and output or you'll run out of stuff to sell. I'm not completely sure what that means, Brandon, but you know, we do know that lots and lots of these digital coins are going to go away. You know, just like the .com bubble and you know in 2000 and 2001, that they are definitely going to um, end up falling by the wayside, and there'll be a few survivors, just like PayPal, eBay, Amazon, and Google. There's going to be the, XRPs, Bitcoins, the, you know, probably the Cardanos and the even um, Stellar. I mean, so there's going to be survivors, obviously, and I think other opportunities for all of us. If this thing could move, where we could cash out and take some money and invest in some of those other ones. So let's see. Um, let's see, Carlos uh, of Apple. That's true, and you did see Schwartz hold up that Coke uh, Apple. Um, that was pretty obvious and kind of in your face that maybe there was something happening with Apple. That's a good call. That's a good call. That may be it too. Yeah, that's great. Um, Monty, thank you for the super chat. Let's see. Do you think when the market crashes, XRP will too rise, or the market might crash without XRP? No, I don't know how simultaneous it would be. I mean, it's like, oh my gosh, like '08, Wall Street is crashing and we got to do a $800 billion bailout over the weekend, or we're not, may not even open, banks may not even open Monday. I don't know if it crashes that hard or like that. Well, no, I think it'll crash that hard. If they don't get this figured out, I believe it'll crash every bit as hard as that, and that this will be bigger than the '08 problem. They never fixed the '08. They never solved the problems that caused the '08 financial crisis. So this one would be even bigger. I'm just hoping they could avoid it. I'm hoping to utilize XRP in this new asset class to to fort, that whole problem. Um, that's why I keep thinking it'll go faster. Um, there is a lot of people thinking February too, but like if we had a meltdown 2 weeks from now, you know, without another major announcement, like they all huddle together, G7 emergency G7 G20 meeting, and they are going to roll this out, and they are going to all the countries, major countries, will make an announcement simultaneously that XRP will be used, that fiat currencies have failed, the banking system has failed, and we're going to forgive world debts and do a global currency reset and all of that, then that's when they happen simultaneously. The crash happens, and as it's happening within days, XRP, a major announcement is made, and it's night and day. Um, but I mean, I hope that answers your question a little bit. Um, Otherwise, a crash could happen if they're not going to use it to as part of a global currency reset. It could just be that we just sit here and putter along still, waiting for more banks to sign up, 2 or 3 banks a week, and until they realize that they want the same advantages that MoneyGram has in moving money quicker and cheaper. So hope that helps. Thank you again for your support, Money. Um, Ronnie Early, thank you for your super chat, buddy. Those are OG glasses. Thanks, man. Um, they don't look right with a cowboy hat on. I can tell you that. Let's see. What uh, what are you guys thinking? What are you thinking after Swell? Give me some idea of what you guys are thinking. Um, if you think if you think we're going to $5 by the end of the year, throw a thumbs up in this chat real quick. Let me just get an idea of how many of you um, think that we'll get to $5 by the end of the year. And in the meantime, Chris Brown, thank you very much for your support. Really kind of you. And your question is, without XRP, or your statement is, without XRP, the world will be debt ridden for good. Completely agree. It's completely unsustainable. It cannot be sustained. Okay, let's see. Got some no. Altcoin Whisperer, no. Miguel says thinks yes. Uncle Buster thinks yes. Jeff Hardy thinks yes. Uh, Hi, Emma. My daughter Emma. Help? Oh, no, I'm okay. Thank you, sweetie. Um, let's see. You know that there's a few more. I don't know. Now that I get to the bottom of it, there's a few more. There may be a few more yeses, but it's pretty split. Pretty split down the middle, guys. Um, GXRP, thank you again for your support, your super chat. Um, who who's going to be your next guest? Hey, I hope you guys watch that interview I did with Phantom. Um, Behind the scenes, he DM'd me, and he was having a tough time. The Twitter community was being kind of rough, as we've seen that they can be, and I don't like that. So anyway, I invited him to come do a little show with me, and and man, that guy's got a voice, and he is just a awesome human being. Got a super kind heart. If you haven't seen that video, go watch it, make a comment, and tell him that that song he sang was awesome. So, a talented, talented guy. My next guest, well, I'm going to try to get Digital Asset Investor on, remind him that I was the one that tried to get to do his reveal. And then I think he had already had it set up to go to Vegas with Kimes and the documentary crew. Can't remember that other guy's name, Jeremy, I think. Anyway, so I need to do that, but I don't know if that'll happen quick. But anybody have any recommendations? Who would you like me to try to get on? If you have a recommendation, throw it in the bottom there. I'll try to read it. If we assume that Trump will not let the crash happen on his election year, but it happens anyway. Do you think he will use something like XRP to reboost? Absolutely. Uh, Dark Knight, absolutely. If I have always said that I believe Trump would like to wait till after his election to launch this when he doesn't have to run for re-election again and he can take the gloves off completely. But if he's getting in, if the economy's getting, if there's a crash or a meltdown, okay, three possibilities, sorry. One is he wants to wait till after his re-election when he doesn't have to run again. Or two, there's a crash that happens and he has no choice. He rolls it out in a hurry. The last one, the third one is that he actually rolls it out to run on it as a campaign contribution, or I mean, as a campaign platform. That hey, look, I just paid off the world or the U.S. debt, and I just paid off. You know, we're backing our money with gold in this new U.S. digital currency. I could totally see that happen too. I'm on the fence either way. Um, but I'm gonna have to wrap this up, guys. I've gotta get my family fed. I promised them pizza tonight, so, real quick, um, Merry Christmas. Thank you for your super chat. How much do you think XRP will go to? My gut feeling is, I really think ultimately, I just don't know how long it'll take to get there. Um, but I believe that it will be used for all things payments everywhere. Even these micro payments on coil and other things will get bigger and bigger and bigger. Um, I think you'll see deals everywhere. I think merchants will accept it. Again, remember their idea is to make it a stable thing where it doesn't, they can transaction it and it's not very, they don't run a big risk of losing. These mom and pop businesses that spend 3% of every transaction to pay Visa for somebody to swipe their credit card for their, hamburger, they're going to be all over it if Ripple can do that and save that where it's just pennies, if not a penny, to run Ripple, as long as they can cash out at the end of the night and turn their XRP into whatever digital currency in whatever country they're in. So I think payments are going to be micropayments. Businesses in the U.S. Our entire 70% of our GDP is small businesses. I mean, that's a big number. And then you take global remittance around the world, dollars. It has to go. I even at saying all of that, I really think they have no choice, and they absolutely are smart enough to figure out they have a once in a lifetime investment opportunity as well to use this digital asset and Ripple's escrow account to take care of this world debt and to do a global currency reset. And to do that, they need a much bigger number, just like Digital Asset Investor did in his little spreadsheet. Got to be north of $5,000 a coin. In the meantime, um, let's see. Merry Christmas. Thank you again. I know that was a long answer, but I hope that helps a little bit. GXRP, dude, it's like your fourth super chat. Thank you very much. Crypto Mike, is he in the building? Is he in our stream? I have not seen him yet. Mike, if you're here, thanks for showing up. Uncle Buster, thank you very much for your super chat. Swift, GPI, and iPhone, perhaps. Any of those, you guys, are all good stuff. I mean, obviously, Apple's, if not, I think the biggest company in the world now. I don't know, Amazon probably passed them by now. But, it was a big deal when Apple passed Exxon as the biggest company in the world. And, but doing a deal with Apple is no small thing. So that very well could be. Uncle Buster, again, seriously, that was very, very kind of you. Okay, let's see. Guys, I got to run. Merry Christmas. Another super chat. Thank you very much. Do you think XRP will be worth more? Wait, do you think XRP will be worth more than XRP? Well, no, I think they'll be worth the same amount. Maybe that was a typo. I'm not catching what you meant there. I apologize.
I meant Bitcoin.
Oh, yeah, you know what? You might be right. My son just said, maybe he means, do I think XRP would be worth more than Bitcoin? Very strong possibility they could flip. It really depends on if Bitcoin can hang on to that, store of value, functionality. The other thing I think you got to consider with XR or with Bitcoin is that later there may be more technology and or quantum computing or whatever that will allow Bitcoin to run a lot faster. They do have the name brand recognition, but I think by the time that happens, Ripple's going to have the name brand recognition as well. So if that was your question, it's a good question, but I think they're certainly going to flip. They flip for me, quite honestly, because you can buy, you know, one Bitcoin, you can buy, 35,000 XRP. So then you have to ask yourself, does XRP get to 40 cents faster than Bitcoin will get to 14,000? And I'm kind of hoping that XRP would kick it in gear here. It just doesn't seem like it'd be a big trick to get up to 80 cents, does it? I mean, crazy how many coins out there are worth $6 and they're nothing. They got nothing. They haven't any news. They haven't got any code. They haven't written a line of code in a year. It's bad. Okay, you guys are awesome. Um, Brandon, I'm not sure what that means. Technically, your account is logged by credits. Not sure what that is, but um, anyway, you guys, I really appreciate you stopping and watching the live stream. Sorry for the laundry, dog barking, everything else, but kind of fun. I need to set up a place where I can do this undisturbed and where it's quiet. I know that those are distractions, so I apologize. But man, it was kind of cool to actually sit here and be able to read some of them. The first time I did that, I think this is my only my second live stream. So um, it's a little funner when I can just pause and read the comments. But hey, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. Don't have any cool music to go out on, but maybe I'll get some of that too. But thank you again for all those that supported. And Jeff, thank you for your super chat. Uh, I think the longer and lower price, the higher it will go. There's probably a lot of truth in that, Jeff. That whole slingshot. But clearly they are holding it at this price to get their bankers on board. So um, anyway, again, thank you, all of you that gave a super chat. Really, really appreciate it. Hopefully, we'll hear more from Mr. B and Digital Asset Investor in their live streams, giving us up to date, and maybe there'll be something breaking that really moves the needle. That would be really, really cool. So, okay. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you, all of you. Thanks. Subscribe if you want to and hit the like button. I guess that's important to say. Thanks, guys. Bye bye.